Hello, my cookies, and welcome. Welcome to Russell Cooks. Thanks so much for tuning in. Today, I'm going to be doing some fried chicken and some sweet potatoes waffles. I'm thinking kind of like a chili crisp oil for a nice sauce on top. We'll see. We're going to play around. Nothing's set in stone. We're going to have a little bit of fun, but I love this because we're going to get a little bit of some sweet. We're going to get some savory. We're going to get some salty and hopefully a little bit of spice. It's going to just kind of pow. It's all going to come together. It's going to be delicious. Can't wait. I used to make these sweet potato waffles long time ago. Not sure if I exactly remember how, but we'll try it out. So now that we know what we're doing, let's gather our ingredients. First off, we're going to start by making this chili oil. So for this chili oil, I'm going to kind of keep it relatively simple. Got some shallot, garlic, cinnamon stick, some fresh ground black pepper, some Szechuan peppercorns, and then of course my favorite, Aleppo pepper. Any dried chilies will do, even crushed red pepper. Now for your fried chicken, you are gonna need some AP flour, some eggs, some garlic powder, some baking powder, some cornstarch, a little bit of paprika, kosher salt, and of course some chicken. Now I have thin sliced chicken. If you don't have thin sliced chicken, buy regular chicken breasts, cut them in half, pound them, pretty much want them an even ½ inch thick. All right, now for the waffles, you're gonna need some AP flour, some buttermilk, a little bit of maple syrup, cornstarch, got some pumpkin spice, some butter, baking soda, not powder, salt, and last but not least, I have some sweet potatoes. Now you're saying this sweet potato looks a little gnarly. That's because I've cooked it. I have a whole bunch of sweet potatoes. I put them in the microwave 6 to 8 minutes, and then I put them in my toaster oven, 425 for about an hour. Make sure you put them on a sheet pan because sometimes they release some of that. And whatever that is, ruins whatever it touches. So now that we know what we're doing and we've gathered our ingredients, let's get cooking. I'm gonna start with the chili crisp. So I have a small shallot here. Just gonna go ahead and slice this thin. I am essentially flavoring the oil here. I'm gonna be flavoring it with my pepper, my shallot, my garlic, and my cinnamon stick. So I'm just gonna cut these thin, get them in my pan, get about a quarter cup of oil going, and we're just gonna kind of cook it for about 5 minutes, flavor that oil, pour the hot oil over my Szechuan peppercorns and my Aleppo, and boom, got some chili oil. Very flavorful, very delicious. Put it on anything. All right, let's slice this thin. If you don't have a shallot, onion's fine. Woo-wee, love this knife. Who needs to slice this with a razor blade when you have a knife this sharp and this good looking? A lot of garlic. All right, let's head on over to the stove. Put this in a cold skillet. So no heat is on yet. And I'm gonna add about a quarter cup of oil. We'll adjust that as needed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, low heat, medium low heat. So medium low heat, and we're gonna cook that until the shallot and garlic have infused the oil with flavor. It's gonna take about 5 minutes. Shallot and garlic should get pretty soft. All right, so while that's in there, we're also gonna put a cinnamon stick. It's gonna help flavor that oil. Oh yeah. So while that's cooking and we're flavoring that oil, let's go ahead and get our chili mixture together. So I'm gonna put about a teaspoon of fresh ground black pepper. Ooh, we got some sizzle going. Look at that, sizzle away, medium low heat. For my Aleppo, let's put a tablespoon. For my Szechuan peppercorns, I'm gonna put a teaspoon. Okay, I have some Szechuan peppercorns here, about a teaspoon. Stir this around, mix it all on up. Fantastic. These have such a nice floral note to them. All right, our chili oil is done. Starting to get a little bit of caramelization, a little bit more than I'd like. Let's go ahead and pour this hot oil through a little fine mesh strainer here. Should sizzle. We've toasted up these chilies. We now have fantastic chili oil. About a quarter cup will do. Let's go ahead and set that aside. We're gonna let that cool. Oil will continue to infuse. Now it's time to do the chicken. All right, so let's do 1.5 teaspoons of salt here. This is kosher salt. If you're using table, go down, maybe do a teaspoon. I'm gonna be doing a teaspoon of paprika and about 1.5 teaspoons of garlic powder here. All right, I'm gonna leave them whole. I'm just gonna trim them up. Now, I'm not going to use all of this spice mixture, but I am just going to season these up. I'm going to have a little bit left over, and I'm hoping to put that in with my flour mixture for when I bread these. It just adds a little extra depth of flavor here, some good flavor backbone, an extra step that I think is worth it. Also, this is almost like brining it. It's a dry brine. I'm going to let these sit while I make the rest of the stuff. All right, so we got our chicken, we got our leftover. Set this aside. Now for the breading, we're doing 1.5 cups AP flour right here. Let's get our spice mixture in there. 1 teaspoon baking powder. I'm just gonna whisk that together. Whiskey. Now to this flour mixture, I am going to add 3 tablespoons of water. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm just gonna mix it. I'm gonna make a nice little shaggy mixture here. You can start to see the shag is starting to form. This is perfect. This is how I do my fried chicken sandwiches. That video is on YouTube. Be sure to check it out. You just kind of mix it with your hands and you get this shaggy mixture. And if you get big clumps, make sure you squeeze them out. There shouldn't be too big clumps. These should be relatively small clumps. These are going to help add to the crispiness on the outside. They're going to get nice craggly bits. Look at all the crispy craggles. Now let's go ahead and get some eggs. You can use whole eggs here. I'm going to use egg whites. I think it's going to add to the crispiness. The whites fry up nice and crispy. I'm going to do 2 egg whites. If you want to do yolks too, that's fine. Come on. There you go. Just going to whisk these whites up a little bit just to break them up. Perfecto. Let's bread up this chicken. We're going to let it rest while we make our waffle batter, preheat our waffle iron. We're then going to fry the chicken and make the waffles at the same time. A lot of elements here. So we got our egg white. So we're going to put this in here. Then we're going to put this in here. And then we're going to do this whole thing. Shake off a little excess. Get it on a different tray. We're going to let that sit. It's time to make some waffle batter. Let's go ahead and turn this on to preheat. For our waffle batter, we're doing a cup of AP flour. 1/4 teaspoon baking soda. Go ahead and whisk this around. 1 large egg. For the buttermilk, 3/4 cup of buttermilk. Right about here. So remember those sweet potatoes? Cut them open. And you're gonna scoop out that delicious inside. No skin, just the stuff on the inside. And I'd say 1, medium to large sweet potato is plenty. I'll probably do 3 of these. Maybe get a cup. Go ahead and whisk this around. I'm going to try and mash the sweet potato in there. All right, let's also add a 1/4 teaspoon of pumpkin spice. You could do, an 1/8 of cinnamon and a teeny pinch of nutmeg if you don't have pumpkin spice. And finally, for a teeny bit of sweetness and to help a little bit more with the browning, I'm going to add about 1 tablespoon of maple syrup. It's not really going to add maple flavor. It's really hard to get maple flavor into things. All right, I think we're looking pretty good. All right, now it's time to combine these two. I'm going to add about 1/2 teaspoon of salt into the liquid. Mix it around. All right, let's get that in there. Let's go ahead and fold this together. Look at that orange, that natural orange from the roasted sweet potato really came together. Now, this is a teeny bit shaggy, so I might add just a touch more buttermilk. I'm just gonna add maybe a tablespoon or 2 more of buttermilk here. All right, we don't wanna overmix it. All right, let's let that sit for a teeny bit. All right, for the fried chicken, I'm not doing a very deep fry here. I'm gonna add a couple inches of oil to this pan. I got a high-sided pan. If you feel safer doing it in a Dutch oven, by all means, do it in a Dutch oven. Our waffles are going to take about 5 minutes. Our fried chicken's going to take about 5 minutes. So we put our fried chicken in. We're going to get our waffles in. We're going to get going. So again, I'm using this awesome hex-clad skillet. Link down below. It's my affiliate link. So if you buy any of these amazing hex-clad skillets, I'll get a little kickback. All right, go ahead and drop our fried chicken in here. Fry it up. Do it in batches. While the chicken's frying, let's get our waffles going. Non-stick spray. Batter in. Want a little bit darker. We're not quite there yet. Just gonna go ahead and flip it. And we're looking good here. All right, we're looking pretty good here. Look at all these craggly bits. All right, let's go ahead and take these fried chickens off. 1, 2, 3, Don't forget to season these up. There we go. Look at these waffles. All right, let's hit it with a little salt. This one with a little salt too. Let's plate this. Now I'm gonna add a teeny bit of maple syrup, a little bit of sweet, spicy. It's probably less than a tablespoon there. Make it a full tablespoon of maple syrup here. How can you have waffles and not maple syrup? All right, here we go. Let's get the shot. We mix this up. All right, let's dig in. Start with the chicken here. Crisp coating. Let's see if we can still hear the crispiness. Yeah, got the chili on it. Oh my goodness. All right, I just gotta say that the maple syrup I think was a great idea in this chili oil. First, you get hit by that savory, crunchy chicken. You get a little bit of the sweetness. It kind of makes that chicken pop. And then the spice builds. It builds a little bit slower now. You had a little bit of sweetness there. The spice is building slower. It's not like a slap across the face. It's an uphill roller coaster. Vroom. All right, let's get a little bit of this waffle just as is. Crispy on the outside. Fluffy on the inside. It's not raw. It's cooked through. I can see it. It's almost a teeny bit custardy, and I kind of like that. All right, let's keep going. Let's eat it together. Oh, the balance there. The spice. Get a little bit of that pumpkin spice too. Sweetness from the maple. And then boom, it finishes with that chili. Ah, this is good. We got some sweet, we got some spicy, we got some salty. I put a good amount of salt on that. And we got some savory. Boom. Let me get a little bit of this chili oil in here. Got the flavor. The chicken's juicy. The waffle, crispy on the outside, soft and tender on the inside. I don't need a sauce. It's perfect. So that was fried chicken with a sweet potato waffle and a maple chili oil. If you like what you saw, don't forget to check me out on YouTube. I'm also on Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. If you want to support this channel, the best way is just subscribe to me on YouTube. It's free, it's easy, and thank you for doing it. If you want to support me in other ways as well, I have a whole bunch of affiliate links down below each of my videos. It's only stuff I like and use. I do get a little kickback if you use the link and buy something. But again, it's just another way to support the channel. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I hope to see you next time. Take care.